You feel it in the friction of your daily life, the sudden flash of anger at a spouse, the gnawing anxiety in the middle of the night, and the inexplicable division creeping into your own workplace. While faces and names draw our focus, the real aggression often originates in the shadows. We mistake the symptoms, the arguments and the insults, for the source of the conflict. An ancient, active conflict operates just beneath the surface of our physical reality. It is a calculated war of lies, planted in the mind, and heavy pressure weighing on the spirit. Treating these spiritual attacks as ordinary life leaves us exhausted. We spend our energy swinging at the visible world, leaving our minds completely unguarded against the real, invisible threat. In this unseen conflict, spiritual neutrality is impossible. Every person is already walking one of two distinct paths. The first is a wide, comfortable road. It lacks warning signs and instead offers attractive promises that cater to immediate comfort and individual desires. The alternative is a narrow, restricted path. It demands renunciation and discipline, yet each difficult step builds the foundation for an eternal reward. Postponing this decision is a choice in itself. To remain undecided is to stay on the broad road, putting your eternal soul in immediate jeopardy. To understand the weapons being used today, we look back to Eden. In the beginning, life was defined by pure streams, abundant fruit, and animals living in peace, a world where the concept of anxiety simply didn't exist. This diagram illustrates the architecture of human agency. God placed the tree of knowledge to ensure humanity possessed the dignity of choice, prioritizing freedom over forced obedience. The enemy utilized a soft voice, a question designed to make humanity doubt their creator. The serpent reframed a fatal rebellion as a path to enlightenment. He promised that eating the fruit would not bring death, but would instead open their eyes and make them equal to God. By convincing humanity that their own destruction was actually an elevation of their status, the enemy turned their own desires into a weapon. Eve accepted the lie, and Adam followed. By taking the fruit, they executed a deliberate choice of rebellion against the single boundary they were given. The immediate result was a shattering psychological exposure. Their eyes opened, and they experienced the first instance of human shame, an instinctive need to hide from the light and from each other. This choice required their removal from the source of life. They were driven out of the garden, and a definitive boundary, guarded by a flaming sword and powerful angelic beings called cherubim, was established to prevent their return. This introduced a pattern of blame, fear, and struggle that replicated through every generation. The harmony they once knew was replaced by labor, thorns, and the eventual certainty of death. The modern anxieties and fractured relationships we face today are the compounding fallout of that original rupture. We are living in the long wake of a single choice that traded a divine inheritance for a lie. This timeline of struggle reaches an inevitable conclusion. There is an approaching hour of final judgment, when the veil of time closes for every soul. For those who continuously embrace the enemy's deception and reject grace, the gates of heaven remain closed. They enter an abyss, a realm of permanent darkness and fire, defined by total separation from God. Those who walk the narrow path find the ultimate restoration of the original Edenic harmony. In this kingdom, every tear is wiped away, and eternal joy replaces all earthly suffering. Heaven and hell are the final, permanent extensions of the trajectories we choose in our daily lives. They are the destinations we have been walking toward all along. Humanity was not abandoned to this cycle of exile. The curse of the fall was broken through the sacrifice and redemption of Jesus Christ. He provides a specific, divine countermeasure for the daily war, the armor of God. This armor protects the mind and spirit. Use absolute truth to dismantle the enemy's lies. Walk in divine peace to hold your ground against anxiety, and raise the shield of faith to extinguish every paralyzing arrow of fear. Grace is accessible right now, and the Creator is knocking at the door of your heart. However, the door must be opened by your own hand before time runs out. Stop bleeding in battles against flesh and blood. Equip yourself with the truth of heaven, fight the right war, and secure your eternal destiny today.